Hi, my name is Melissa Rivera, and my research assignment is regarding diaper banks and postpartum depression reporting. So as an introduction, I think it's really important to address diaper need, diaper banks, and why this is important. So diaper need is when a family has to choose between diapers and food, diapers and utilities, diapers and rent, or any household necessities. And a diaper bank is a primary resource that provides free diapers to community-based organizations. So think the food bank, think Salvation Army, think any sort of family-driven nonprofit organization that is going to support families, mothers, babies, and then a diaper bank will distribute to that organization. And there's over 320 in the United States that get diapers out into the community through these organizations. And this research is really important because 1 in 3 families experience diaper need, and research about diaper need is really limited. There are only 4 research articles about diaper need, and that just goes back to 2013. So really, it's a new field to be researched, and with 320 diaper banks out there, you really start to wonder, is the work that they're doing backed up by data? So the research question at stake is, do postpartum depression rates decrease in low-income Colorado single mothers when they are given free diapers from a diaper bank each month? So we hypothesize that when a single mother is given free diapers, scores for postpartum depression go down. So she's experiencing less postpartum depression the more diapers she's receiving. And the null hypothesis is that there's no difference in postpartum depression scores for low-income mothers who receive free diapers. For the literature review, there's really only 4 studies since 2013 that directly assess diaper need and diaper banks. So this historical small amount of research really makes you wonder, is there a need out there? And so the research that has been done, one of them is about diaper need, a couple of them are, and they just look at diaper need as something that families experience. So it impacts 1 in 3 families, and it's considered a hidden consequence of poverty. And so really, the families who are the most at risk are going to be low-income families. You can't buy diapers with SNAP dollars, you can't buy diapers with WIC dollars, so really that federal assistance that a lot of families get, you don't get to buy diapers with that. So diaper need is definitely a real thing, and families spend $80 to $100 a month on diapers. So diaper banks try to fill in the gap. They're going to distribute free diapers, they're going to serve community-based organizations, and one of the most recent studies that came out was in 2017, and it basically assessed a community-based organization. And the research that came out of that was that diaper banks really benefit community-based organizations. So it allows a community-based organization to spend a lot of their money and their resources and their time focusing on what they do best. So if that's job placement, if that's parenting classes, if that's food and other services, the community-based organization can really focus on that, whereas the diaper bank can really supplement with this additional piece. So how does diaper need impact maternal mental health, and where does postpartum depression come into play? So in 2014, there was a study called Diaper Need and Maternal Mental Health, a Geographic Assessment in the City of New Haven, and it was really the second article in the field regarding diaper need, and it determined that mental health needs were even more pronounced in mothers who had trouble obtaining diapers than mothers who reported food insecurity. So food insecurity and material hardships have been researched more than diaper needs, so that is a good reference point for this research. And one of the direct quotes from this 2014 article is that in terms of their mental health, mothers with diaper need reported several emotional consequences of being unable to change their child's dirty diaper, with 58% reporting feelings of guilt, 50% reporting frustration, 44% reporting feeling like a bad mother, and 41% reporting feelings of anxiety. So when you take this information and then you look over at postpartum depression is impacting 9 to 10.2% of Colorado mothers. So really 1 in 10 Colorado moms are experiencing postpartum depression. There are long-term implications, and stress is a contributing factor. So if you have more than half of your moms who are experiencing diaper need feeling anxious, sad, depressed, feeling like they're a bad mom, then these symptoms of postpartum depression really might come to play more. And some of the symptoms of postpartum depression would be feeling guilty about not being a good mom, doubting your ability to care for your baby, feeling numb or disconnected from your baby, worrying that you will hurt your baby. These are really serious things that can truly impact the family dynamic. They can impact the relationship of the mother and child, the mother and her partner, the family, and studies have been shown that trauma can start as early as infancy. So something as simple as providing diapers to a family so they have less material hardship to worry about could really benefit a family in the long run, because it can really boost positive feelings of self-efficacy and those gains in positive mental health. The research design is going to be a one-group time series design as a 24-month longitudinal study. This is a really big study, just really collecting baseline data. This is important because there is no study like this. There is one study out there addressing how diaper need impacts community-based organizations. There are 3 studies out there addressing how diaper need impacts mothers and families negatively, but there's no study that looks at how do the diapers directly impact the mental health of the mother. So participant selection, this will take place in Larimer County. There are 2 food banks in Larimer County, one in Loveland and one in Fort Collins, and they distribute over 2,500 diapers each week to families in need. There's only one diaper bank north of Denver. It's called the Nappy Project, and they're the only diaper bank serving the community, and 75% of their distribution goes to the food bank. So we know just by this distribution data that the food banks obviously are hitting a wide target area. All families will be considered low income just based on the fact that they're going to the food bank. Food bank guidelines can be found on their website, but it's roughly 150% of the federal poverty level. So the criteria would be single mothers who are at least 18 years old, they have a parent to at least 1 child in diapers, and they receive a minimum of 24 free diapers from the food bank each month. When the food banks get their diapers, they're packed in a bundle of 12, which is an average daily use. And so a parent can shop at the food bank twice a week, meaning they can get a maximum of 24 diapers for free from the food bank. So that's about 2 to 3 days worth of diapers a week. So you could say roughly 30 to 40% of their weekly use of diapers they can get for free every week from the food bank. Participants would opt into the study, and all participants will receive free diapers at each visit per the food bank policy, which is 1 pack of diapers per visit twice a week. It would be unethical to withhold diapers from a vulnerable population, and so while it would be great to do a 2-group study, one looking at food bank participants who don't get diapers and one who do, really you can't withhold this item, and it's not like you can give diapers at the end of a study because the kid might be potty trained. So the Edinburgh Postnatal Depression Scale is going to be the primary tool used to measure rates of postpartum depression. So this is developed as a screening tool for mothers. It was developed back in the 1980s, and it is currently used in over 23 countries. It's been translated into a bunch of languages, and it's really crossed a lot of language and cultural boundaries and been successful across the board. So it's a 10-question self-survey scored 0 to 3 or 3 to 0 depending on how the question is worded, and scores of 12 to 13 points or higher indicate depression and follow-up. In this study, anybody who does score 12 or higher will be referred to counseling services, and that will be reported because we want to make sure that these parents are safe. The great thing about the depression scales has been tested over the last 30 years, and it's been coming back with the same coefficient scores. It's had great sensitivity and specificity scores over the last 30 years. It's really easy. It takes less than 5 minutes. So it is going to be a great tool to use in this study, and it directly targets mothers who have recently had babies. So there might be some error. Typically, this is a scale that's given in the first 12 months after childbirth. Babies typically aren't potty trained until they're about 2.5 or 3, so there might be some error there, but otherwise it's hitting that target population in terms of measuring postpartum depression in mothers of young children. So the data that will be collected, there's going to be a lot of demographic data collected at the very beginning and the very end of the study. So while this is a 24-month study, participants will only participate in 12 months of the study, and that way we can really try to get a lot of data because people will mature out, people will drop out just based on that. So they'll be given a demographic survey to complete on their first visit and last visit. In order to align with previous studies regarding diaper need, the following will be reported: age of children, do they self-report diaper need, and is there a current treatment for anxiety, stress, or depression? Excuse me. And was there a healthcare visit in the last year for the parent and child? Really, because there are so few studies about diaper need, it's going to be important to try to align these data points as much as you can so you can really pull together the collective studies regarding diaper need and diaper banks and compare that data together. Here's where a lot of the data collection comes into play in terms of all the little pieces that are going to be collected. So participants will self-screen using the Edinburgh Postnatal Depression Scale, the EPDS, at the following points in time. So the first time they take a pack of diapers and they opt into the visit. And then at 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and 12 months, they will refill out the EPDS. And we are going to set a minimum of receiving a pack of diapers at least twice a month. And so those numbers are listed here in the slide presentation, but we just want to make sure that we are acknowledging they're receiving a minimum amount each month. Like I said before, any participants with a score indicating depression symptoms will be given a referral. And then data will be collected for 24 months. So even though the parent will only participate for 12 months, this gives us a full year to enter participants. And then at that 1 year mark, we'll stop taking participants and just continue to collect data. At the 12-month mark, participants will complete an exit interview to provide testimonial about their experiences, and they'll resubmit that data, demographic data, because we want to know, do they have more kids? Are they being followed up on for any stress, anxiety, depression, anything like that? So Pearson R and ANOVA are going to be the primary means of statistical analysis. Pearson R is going to be used as the EPDS as the dependent variable. The independent variables will be either the amount of time or the amount of diapers received. This will be great to plot because you can look and see, is there a relationship between more diapers and lower scores of postpartum depression? The coefficient will be run to see if there's any correlation between the scores, and the Pearson R coefficient will assess the direction and the magnitude. So it's hypothesized that there is a strong relationship. The more the diapers, the further away from the 12 or 13, so the lower that EPDS postpartum score. So really think the more diapers you get, the better you feel. The multivariate ANOVA will be run because there are a lot of factors and a lot of time points to measure, as well as quantity of diapers. So these are all things that are going to be measured. What's great about the Larimer County Food Bank system is they track every time somebody gets diapers. So that's something that if the mother doesn't remember, that data will already be in their system. So the group mean of diapers given at 3, 6, 9, and 12 months will be assessed with the EPDS score. There's going to be run at multiple points in time with the hypothesis that the longer the time goes on, the more diapers a client will receive, and the further the score will be from that 12 or 13 points, so the lower postpartum depression. ANOVA will also analyze the diapers as a continuous variable, 24, 48, 72, 144, etc., and just hypothesizing that the more free diapers are received, the further the score will be. So that really, as parents get more diapers, their postpartum reporting will go down. And this will be really interesting to examine as a continuous variable, because when you take some of that time factor out and you're just looking at quantity of diapers, that will be really great data to have. So when we look at the conclusion of this, I just want to refresh a little bit. So that research question was, do postpartum depression rates decrease in low-income Colorado single mothers when they are given free diapers from diaper banks each month? This has never been studied before. So while we hypothesize that when a single mother is given free diapers, their postpartum depression scores will go down, meaning they're feeling better, they're less depressed, they're feeling less anxious. This is just so important because it's not been studied. It needs to be examined, and we really need to collect a lot of baseline data to propel future studies. So this isn't a study that's going to reinvent the wheel by any means, but it's a study that's really going to set precedent, and it's going to work alongside the other 4 studies about diaper banks and diaper need and provide some baseline data and really look and see if there are relationships. Ultimately, we just want to try to resolve this issue of diaper need, and we want to try to help these families so that way, regardless of your income or socioeconomic status, you can be a successful parent because you have access to this really vital healthcare item for babies who are this vulnerable population. Finally, references.